Good morning, top of the morning to you, and welcome to another, well, we're live, first and foremost, from One Incredible Experience Transformation Center. I am Samuel Humby Jr., aka Samuel to some, transformational leader here at One Transformation Center. Good news, we also have our own YouTube page now. Call in, tap in. Go tap into the YouTube page and watch the stream there, or watch it as it reviews. Grateful to have you here today. Thankful to have you here today. Love you for your presence. Without you, there is no us. We give thanks to you and all that you are. Here at One Incredible Experience Transformation Center, celebrate unity. That's something that's missing in the world. However, we're going to take every opportunity to celebrate it, to bring it back to fruition. Today, we will discuss freedom. Freedom. Are you really free? What is freedom to you? What is freedom to you? Are you really free? And are you providing freedom to others? So help with this and provide you from Princess Solace. This can help transform your mind, body, way of being in some way. Thank you. Please come in, like, share, and subscribe. Come on in, like, share, and subscribe. Relax your mind, the place of peace, place refuge. This is a safe space. Know that all is well here. We're preparing you to realign, reconnect with the God of your being, with your eternal divinity. The moment is now. Time is now. Thank you for joining. We're going to set the tone with a little break every chains. Unfortunately, I can't play everything because I don't want to get a copyright infringement. I want to set your mind to the removing of the shackles, the chains that are in our lives. Father, Mother God, we come to you this morning in a space of humility, in a space of understanding that the limitations that are upon our lives are those that we have allowed and or created. And today, we say thank you for the opportunity to break these chains and begin to realize more of what freedom is and how we can encapsulate more freedom and how we can give more freedom throughout the world, and how that freedom is not limited to what we can see, feel, hear, or know. That freedom is just that, free. But yet, God, we understand we must do the work. And we're so grateful that you're going to bring forth the message today that's going to allow us to have a greater understanding of what work is required so that we may be that which you've called us to be, so that we will reattach, realign with the soul contract that we made, the agreement that we made before we came into this physical body, so that we may stop searching for the things that already exist and be available to your presence right here and right now, the gift of this moment. Because God, we know that you never left us or forsaken us. We know that you have been with us from day one and you'll be with us for eternity. We give thanks for grace and mercy. We lift you up within ourselves. We allow our minds to become your mind, our words to become your words, our thoughts to become your thoughts, our feelings to become your feelings. God, we trust you. Today, we no longer lean upon our own understanding, but we will trust in your will and your way. We, today, going forward, desire solely to hear your voice, to hear your thoughts, to be in a total alignment with your way. So we're breaking every chain, emotional, mental, spiritual, energetic, physical chains, financial chains, the things that are just holding us back from being able to realize the promise of heaven on earth. God, we take this moment in space of surrenderance, knowing that you are all there is, and that our presence is one with you as you created us in your own image. We trust you. We lean not into our understanding, and we trust you in all your will. Have your will to be done in our lives this moment forward. Give us what it is that we need in order for us to go and be that ambassador, to be that extension and reflection of the greatness that you are, so that others may be attracted to your light. Because in doing so, we unconsciously give people permission to do the same, to know your love, to know your peace, to know your truth, to know your will, and to walk in accordance with it unapologetically. We give thanks to you in all that you are, in all that we are, in this moment and forevermore. And so it is so. Amen. Amen. Ashe. So it is. Lift every chain. Lift every chain. Thank you all for joining us today. As I stated previously, this broadcast is about freedom. And as you know, we celebrate life here in One Ncredible Experience Transformation Center. That's what One stands for. We celebrate life. We celebrate your life, my life, all lives, regardless of race or creed, regardless of preference, regardless of ideology and philosophy. We celebrate your life. We celebrate your life by speaking life into you. We watch our words because we know that our words are powerful. We celebrate life by moving in accordance with God's will with and for us, without trying to hand tie you or manipulate you into believing what we believe. We just give you permission to have a relationship. We give you permission to have a relationship. And we are grateful for that moment, for the ability to give said permission. We are grateful. I want to take a moment and have a reading. And for those who are involved in the morning affirmational calls, you heard this morning. It comes from the Course of Miracles. My apologies, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this background here. It comes from the Course of Miracles, and it's lesson number 50. And we, as you see, it's called I Am Sustained by the Love of God. And there's exercises that are included in this lesson. There's a brief meditation. We'll have that as well. And then immediately after that, we'll go into the oath of manifestation, because we want to declare and to call upon everything that is for us. Everything that has been created specifically for us. We don't want to wear anybody else's shoes. We know sometimes those shoes are too big and too small. We don't want to hurt our feet, and nor do we want to look like a clown. So everything that's been created specifically for us, we desire to align with it totally. All right? So it reads as follows. I am sustained by the love of God. Here is the answer to every problem that will confront you today and tomorrow and throughout time. In this world, you believe you are sustained by everything but God. Your faith is placed in the most trivial and insane symbols, pills, money, protective clothing, influence, prestige, being liked, knowing the right people, and an endless list of forms of nothingness that you endow with magical powers. All these things are your replacement for the love of God. All these things are cherished to ensure a body identification. They are songs of praise to your ego. Do not put your faith in the worthless. It will not sustain you. Only the love of God will protect you in all circumstances. It will lift you out of every trial and raise you high above all the perceived dangers of this world into a climate of perfect peace and safety. It will transport you into a state of mind that nothing can threaten, nothing can disturb, and where nothing can intrude upon the eternal calm of the Son of God. Put not your faith in illusions. They will fail you. Put all your faith in the love of God within you, eternal, changeless, and forever unfailing. This is the answer to whatever confronts you today. Through the love of God within you, you can resolve all seemingly difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. I want to reread that part. Let me start from the beginning there. Put not your faith in illusions. They will fail you. Put all your faith in the love of God within you, eternal, changeless, and forever unfailing. This is the answer to whatever confronts you today. Through the love of God within you, you can remove all seeming difficulties without effort and ensure confidence. Tell yourself this often today. It is a declaration of release from the belief in idols. It is your acknowledgement of the truth about yourself. For 10 minutes, twice today, morning and evening, let the idea for today sink deep into your consciousness. Repeat it and think about it. Let related thoughts come to help you recognize its truth and allow peace to flow over you like a blanket of protection and surety. Let no idle and foolish thoughts enter to disturb the holy mind of the Son of God, which is the kingdom of heaven. Such is the resting place your Father has placed you for. For your love. Let's get still for a moment. And I want you to repeat. this statement over and over again until you feel the fullness of it, till you really begin to feel the peace that surpasses all understanding, the joy of the alignment with the God of your being. I am sustained by the love of God. Say it with me. I am sustained by the love of God. I am sustained by the love of God. Now, any and every thought you make, and when it comes up, just simply state, I am sustained by the love of God. Feel that presence. Feel the love. Feel what it feels to be sustained, to be embraced, fortified. I am sustained. You are sustained. Let the energy and essence of that every cell of your, but all the membrane, every follicle of hair on your head, permeate both your ears, your nostrils, crown of your head to the sole of your feet, sole of your feet. Sustain. These doubt. There's no room for doubt. Make room for love in its most overflowing capacity. For God is all there is. Oh, yes. All right, we're going to move into the oath of manifestation. And we are going to have Shaman Tamikas to come in and provide us with the oath. I will also place it in the screen so we can read it together. This is our declaration. Our declaration to align with all that is available for us. The oath of manifestation. I give thanks to Reverend Dr. Cheryl Ward for the creation of this. I thought we saw Shaman Tamika's in the group, but pulled her up, but I guess not. So she was disconnected. So we'll continue to move on, regardless. As life, we know life waits for no one. We're going to stay in the flow. Say it with me. With great confidence. With great enthusiasm. Say it with me. I accept and receive unexpected good, unexpected money, unexpected love, unexpected kindness, unexpected generosity, unexpected offers, unexpected prosperity, coming in unexpected ways, from unexpected places in my life and in the life of others. I am constantly guided and boldly empowered to receive the lavish abundance of the universe. I accept the principle that abundance and prosperity have already been given to me. My acceptance makes it real and opens the space for manifestation to rush in. I open wide the doors of my consciousness to receive and to give. It is done now. Through this oath of manifestation, all things are possible. I declare absolutely that I live in a friendly universe that is always providing for me. I feel it powerfully happening now. I open to receive more abundance and to give more abundance than I have ever experienced before. I can afford anything I desire. In fact, I am so prosperous, I need never worry again. I am grateful for all that I already have and grateful for all that I am ready to give. I keep myself lifted in high consciousness no matter what the appearances are. God is all there is. I let the God times roll, and so it is. And so it is. And so it is. So now that brings us to the topic of the day. Um, the topic of today is freedom. Freedom. Are you free? What is freedom? It reminds me of a story. And you may have heard me say this before, but it means so much to me, so I'm going to continue. To speak it. It reminds me of a story that was shared with, and I hesitate because there's apparently there's a it says that the quote was not attributed to her. We're gonna give her credit for it, whether she said it or not. We're gonna give her credit for it. The quote is, "I would have freed more if they knew that they were enslaved. I would have freed more if they knew that they were enslaved." How many people have any idea of what it feels like to be enslaved with 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 invisible chains? How many people understand what it feels like to be enslaved with invisible chains? You say, what do you mean by that? Minister, what do you mean by that? What I mean by that is this. The chains that are on us today are not shackles that are visible to us. The enslavement or the lack of freedom that we have today is emotional, mental, spiritual. You're going to break all these down. Energetic slavery. And there's still some physical slavery out there because we haven't allowed ourselves To be free of some things, we're dependent upon a lot of things. So we're going to break these things down. And we're going to start out with the physical one. To be physically enslaved can mean someone who is enslaved by the law, who is held captive by the law. You could be held captive in a relationship that does not serve your interests, does not create the environment for the best and highest good, that is not in perfect alignment, as we said back in the church days, that it isn't equally yoked. You could be in a relationship that is not equally yoked. And if you are you free? We have brothers and sisters all across the world, mainly here in the United States, at a significant, alarming rate, who are incarcerated in jails and prisons. Many for nonviolent crimes, many for the disability or the unfortunate reality that they are unable to pay bail or have good representation, have great representation. We have others who are physically bound to living in certain environments that aren't the best, aren't the healthiest, aren't the aren't a signature of prosperity. Are they free? Are they free? You have those of us who are who have these addictions. Are they free? Whatever the addiction may be, it may be food. You're emotionally eating because you're not feeling some kind of way. You may be held captive to certain food. Or let's better yet, let's even go here. You may live in a community that doesn't have the best food for you. Are you free? Are you free to go and have and find and locate and afford the best foods to support your body so that you could be in your best optimum shape? Are you free? And is that the freedom that you wish to give? Secondly, we have emotional slavery. Emotional slavery is that slavery that keeps you captive in a space that disallows you to be able to grow. That disallows you, that makes it very difficult for you to be to be authentically who you are. It creates a space that you need to settle for something other than what you're worth. Emotional slavery. It is also that slavery where you can weld your will upon someone to make them stay with you out of fear or out of the idea that they have a lack of options. Even the idea of having lack is slavery. Because if we think about the idea of freedom, we would think about it from a perspective of limitless opportunities, free ranging. Are you allowing yourself those experiences? Are you allowing yourself those opportunities? If not, are you free? Are you free indeed? We're going to talk about this. Then you have F, financial. Financial. Many of us are limited in our financial means. disallowing our children to be able to, subjecting us to be able have to live in neighborhoods or areas or environments that enslave us to crime, to poverty. Even though inside of your house, I remember as a kid, I went into many houses that lived in the projects and project and housing communities, public housing communities. And the outside may have looked a certain way, but inside their home was immaculate. It was very clean, and you would have thought that they were people of substance, of means. But yet, they were unable to afford to be able to move into a better environment that gave them more space, more peace of mind, and more access to opportunities than they currently had. Freedom. If you're spending more money than on your goods, on your clothing, on your shoes, on your bags, on trying to on trying to present a lifestyle than you have in your bank account, are you free? If you have more liabilities than you do assets, are you free? We got to break this thing down. It's time that we get honest with ourselves, have real conversations so that we can ensure that we provide the opportunity to free ourselves, to truly free ourselves. Now, I know we've heard this idea that, you know, it is many times spoken that it is our counterparts have. There's a group of people who have been enslaved. And from those enslaved people, it's subjected them to 400 years of separation and being behind their counterparts. And yes, the laws itself and on the books are also geared to try to stifle their growth and to muzzle and prevent them from being able to realize the same opportunities and have the same accesses. Those things do exist. We will not deny that. However, are we waiting for someone to give us something that is by definition our birthright? Or are we deciding to take ownership? Politically, are we free? Are we free to make an assessment to have a candidate who represents us instead of being relegated to a party? Are we free? Are we free to really corral and to collaborate and to contribute to put someone who directly has our interest as the forefront? Or do they think that they run us, can make decisions for us because out of their own egos? That's another conversation. We can talk about all the party systems that are happening throughout the world, and specifically here in the United States of America. I can break it down to you and let you know exactly what one party represents and what the other represents and how you fit into that mode. But the question I'm asking today is, are you free to be able to implement the policies to ensure that you are protected, that you have access to the lifestyle, to the freedoms you desire to have? That's the freedom I'm discussing this morning. So we've talked about physical. We've spoken about energetically. We've spoken about finances and politics. Spiritually, let's talk about that. Everywhere you turn, there's a church on the corner. You turn on your TV, there's someone preaching at you. Someone trying to recruit you and convict you. Are you really free to have a personal relationship with the God of your being without having to go through another individual? Are you free to have your personal relationship without it being categorized into a certain way of thinking? Are you free from religion and able to invest fully into a relationship? Are you free from the religious ideologies and legalisms that prevent you from being the very best of yourself? Are you free, or are you still out here trying to figure out what your identity is with you while the fact is that you are a spiritual being having a human experience, meaning that you already are. Your spirit already is whole, perfect, and complete. It doesn't need to be identified. It already is. It is an extension and reflection of the Almighty. It's an extension and reflection of the Master Creator. Are you free? Really? Now, we can look at the definition of freedom, and it says freedom is the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. I repeat that. Freedom is the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. So, with that definition, do you have the power to or right to act, speak, or think as you want without hindrance or restraint? And I know many of us are going to say yes, but this is a time for us to really dig deep, really get an understanding of who we are, how we show up each and every day. If you don't go to work tomorrow and you say, I'm not going to work tomorrow, will you receive a paycheck? Will you still have a paycheck? Do you declare what your value is and see the financial return on your value, or does your employer? Are you free? Do you have that right to act, speak, or think as you want without hindrance or restraint? Or do you live in fear? I'm just asking. In a relationship, are you free to have your own mind, to be to speak and to think as you want without someone trying to gear it to fit their mold, to manipulate your thoughts? If not, are you free? Are you free to make the decisions to what you're going to eat in your community? Does your community provide you the opportunity to have the freedom of whatever you want to eat whenever you want to eat it without trying to drive you to fast food, without trying to make you only indulge in, support, and invest in what's there? Are you free? Are you truly free? You know, I made a statement the other day, and I was asked to elaborate on that statement. And that statement was, you can only have what you're willing to give. You can only have what you are willing to give. And they said, can you elaborate on that? Absolutely. And it is all about freedom as well. Freedom is this is the real understanding of what I just said is encompassed in the idea of freedom. We're so quickly to say that we desire to be free, to have freedom. But yet, have you asked yourself this one question? Am I willing to give the same freedom that I am requiring and or desiring? I'll repeat that. Am I willing to give the same amount of freedom, the same level of freedom that I am requiring and or desiring? That's when you're really free. When you say yes, yes, you can have that. Whatever it is that I desire for you as well. Whoops, I don't know if you caught that. I'm gonna say it again. Whatever it is I desire, I also desire it for you as well. Who am I to say what you can have in this life and what you can't have? Who am I to set a bar for you? The reality is that up to you to set the bar because you alone will set the limitations for your own self. I often say, I ask this question to people, specifically with those who want to talk politics. And I'll say to them, would you like equality or access? Which do you prefer, equality or access? And most people tell me equality. Then I follow that up with one question: equal to what? Equal to who? Because little do you know, they're already giving you equality. They'd rather give you equality than to give you access. I'll say that again. They rather give you equality than give you access. Because access allows you to set the tone. Access gives you freedom. Access removes the shackles, it breaks every chain. Access is the thing that allows you to create and to grow what it is that you desire to create and grow. So, which one do you desire? Access or equality? And then, which one are you willing to give? Which are you willing to give? That's key because you can only have what you're willing to give. Like, for instance, you say, I desire to be loved unconditionally. Well, you can have someone who's operating in that space, but yet, because of your conditions, because of the way you show up, because of the way that you're being, are you willing to allow yourself to be loved unconditionally? Because you have to first love yourself in order to be able to receive that. It's time for us to take the shackles off. It's time for us to remove the imprisonments. It's time for us to stop being enslaved. As a quote attributed to Harriet Tubman states, I would have freed more if they knew that they were enslaved. Take a moment to see the areas in your life today which are causing you enslavement, imprisonment, which leads you to be subject to someone else's will, to someone else's desire, someone else's ambition. Take a moment. I often say to people who get angered, triggered, I say, he or she who angers you controls you. Even in those spaces, you are captive. So it's time that we break the chains of anger. We break the chains of reacting. It's time we have a different perspective on life and what life has to offer us. And understanding that we are truly, truly supported. truly loved, truly embraced. Understand that everything is working for our best and highest good. Why? Because we are sustained by the love of God. That as God is for us, what could be against us? Let's take this moment and just release. Release every shackle. Release every limitation. Release every bondage. Release the attitudes. Release the pain. Release the fear, the frustration. And understand that abundance is ours. That the opportunities are ours. Access is ours. As long as we can begin to let go of the need to be equal to something or someone, so that we can be accessible to all that we are, to the fullness of who we are, to the fullness of what God is within us. It's our choice. It's our right. In this moment, we don't have to tarry or wait any longer. It's time for us to seize this moment. Seize your moment. It is your moment. I give thanks for the moment. I give thanks for the understanding that we can truly be free. We can truly have the power to act, speak, and think. I declare that freedom is ours now. Freedom from all of our stuff, from all the limitations that have been imposed upon us and the ones that we impose ourselves. I give thanks that I declare that we seize the freedom and no longer allow any weapon formed against us to prosper, even the ones that we create. It's going to take some self-determination. It's going to take some self-awareness. It's going to take personal responsibility. You can't be free and be a victim at the same time. You cannot be free and be a victim at the same time. I give thanks to this moment, the peace of this moment, the power of this moment, and the freedom that comes from this moment, from this message. And I thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us today and subscribing to us. We're here every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, I stand corrected. We're here every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're also here on Wednesdays. We're here on Wednesdays as well for the Transform My Life. Well, that's today. Transform My Life, transformative conversation on Wednesdays, which are amazing conversations that allow us to get understanding. This conversation on Wednesday is going to be prefaced by It's Potential Enough. Are you tired of investing in potential? Are you tired of investing in potential? Many of us sell potential so well. We're going to have that conversation on Wednesday, right here on the One Transformation Center. One Transformation Center YouTube. Or you can also go to Samuel L. Crumby Jr., my YouTube. Also be here on the Transformation page on Facebook, One Transformation Center on Facebook. We're also broadcast from the Facebook group, Transform My Life. Tune in, catch us. Go and subscribe to all, go and like and subscribe to all of our social media. It's One Transformation Center in all locations. So you can stay updated what we have going on. And then every morning at 6 a.m., the morning manifestation calls. We would love to have you join us as we set the tone of the day to go and seize the moment, to control the energy and have the energy to be in alignment to what it is that serves us best. We're so grateful again for your contribution, for your time, for your love. And if you'd like to make a contribution, we have give a $5. Giveify app. Familiar with it? Just go and look for One Transformation Center, and you can contribute whatever your heart has led you to contribute to support this, so we can continue to come to you and provide you with this broadcasting. This information helps sustain us. We're moving in amazing places. Oh man, we're moving in amazing places. The universe is looking out for us and opening up doors for us in an amazing way that I would have never even imagined in this moment. And I give thanks, and every bit of your support helps us to continue to move in those spaces so that we can reach more people, so that we can help more people understand that they have been enslaved and give them an opportunity to transform while celebrating humanity, to transform their lives while celebrating humanity. So you can go there, or you can go to my Cash App. If you want to give it to me directly, it's Cash App Samuel Crumby Jr. Samuel Crumby, Crumby Jr. You see it up on the screen. Really appreciate you, love you, and thank you for being all that you are. For we are one. So be great and continue to subscribe, continue to invest in your daily transformation.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.